Hi, this is Demi from mealandexerciseplans.com, and today I'm bringing you another video on how to get a tiny waist naturally. Now, if you're curious as to what I mean by a tiny waist, well, your natural waist starts right below your chest by your rib cage is where you have that indentation, and then it also would include your stomach area. So if you're looking to get a flatter, smaller stomach, then you definitely want to keep watching this video. And I also want to say getting a tiny waist is subjective to your body type. So some people genetically can get a smaller waist than yours. However, if the goal is just to get a smaller, flatter stomach, then you definitely want to keep watching this video. Okay, so summer is just around the corner, and I'm sure a lot of you want to know what can you do to get a flatter stomach or a tiny waist quick. Well, if you follow these 5 steps, I guarantee that you will have a much more defined, smaller waist by summertime. So the first thing you want to do is remove bread and bread products from your diet. What do I mean by bread products? I'm talking about tortillas, cakes, muffins, all that type of stuff that has wheat flour or enriched wheat flour. Anything, if you're reading the label, anything that says that, you're pretty much eating bread products. Bread is nothing but sugar. So and the body has no natural reason to need sugar, it doesn't need it nutritionally, so really you're just eating it for the taste. So if you really want to get a flatter stomach or a tiny waist, then you want to remove bread from your diet. Also, number 2, processed foods. Processed foods means anything that you can buy from the store that's easy to make. I'm not talking about making your own salad, but I'm talking about boxed up products or just anything that you can't really say came from the earth. If you can't say, hey, that came from that plant, then it more than likely is processed. You want to remove that from your diet because just the name processed alone means that it's not in its natural state, which means it won't be natural for your body to have. So you definitely want to stay away from processed type foods, especially foods that you have to put in the microwave. And that's a whole nother subject for another day, but just avoid processed foods. Number 3, fast foods. Now, I'm a big proponent of having cheat meals once a week or maybe once a month. You can have a cheat day. However, if you're really serious about losing that stomach fat, you want to remove fast food from your diets. Why? Because you don't know what's in that food. Even if I go online and I look up the ingredients, for one, most of those ingredients I can't even pronounce, which tells me right there it's not natural. But there's a lot of other stuff that a lot of companies don't even tell you what's in the food. So if you're really serious about getting a smaller stomach, you want to remove fast food from your diet. Number 4, dairy. A lot of people cannot digest dairy correctly, so it just stays in your body and causes a whole lot of problems. Now, there's a certain percentage of people who may need dairy for the vitamin D that it gives, because if they go into the sunlight they'll burn. So some people need to eat cheese, but you can get vitamin D from other types of foods. But especially if you are black, then you definitely want to steer away from cheese because your body does not need it. Your body produces vitamin D when you go out into the sunlight, and you can also get it from eating other foods. And a lot of times dairy has a lot of things in it as well. It's processed, and if it's not raw, it's probably not good for you either. So if you're serious about wanting to get a tiny waist, then you definitely want to remove dairy from your diet. Last but not least, I want to talk about exercising. Exercising and also eating vegetables and fruits are going to give you a flat stomach. What you want to do is at least get about 30 minutes of cardio 5 to 7 days a week, and then also try to fit in some ab exercises. Now there's a whole lot of variations that you can do with that. You can do cardio with weights, or you can just do straight cardio with your own body weight. It doesn't matter, as long as you're getting in at least 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day of cardio and eating a lot of organic fruits and vegetables. That is definitely going to give you a tiny waist. Now I know these things that I said may seem hard or difficult, but That's what life is all about. It's all about challenging yourself and seeing if you can push yourself to the limit. So with those 5 steps, I guarantee you will get a noticeably smaller, flatter stomach or tiny waist if you apply those steps. And don't forget, you can always go to Meal and Exercise Plan /Curvy and Fit Club to get workouts that'll help you get that. And also don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter, and also tell me what you think about this video. And if you have any more questions, don't forget to ask, and I will see you again. Bye.